Hey everyone, this is Dan Vredeveld, Senior Advisor here at Richmond Brothers, and today I wanted to talk to you about Riskalyze. Riskalyze is a tool that we have that helps determine your risk tolerance. You know, how much risk are you willing to take, how much risk you should be taking, and how much risk you already are taking. And oftentimes the three don't line up, and so this tool allows us to figure that out and of course make adjustments to make sure everything lines up. And the problem with risk and defining risk is everyone's definition is different. Now, you could tell me you are moderate, but your definition of moderate might be a little bit different than mine. And so Riskalyze allows us to put a numerical value to risk on a scale of 1 to 99. So 1 being ultra conservative, no risk whatsoever. Think about money in the bank, maybe fixed annuities, things like that. Most individual stocks kind of fall in the upper 90s area to give you kind of the other extreme. And of course, when you fill this out, there's a survey we'll go over together with you. I'm going to start it here, but your number will pop out of this once we're all done. I'm not going to go through the entire thing right now, but I did want you to see how it kind of starts off with. So let's say, hey, how do you feel about the market? You'll say, hey, I'm optimistic about it, I'm pessimistic, I'm concerned about it. So you'll click next. How do you feel about your financial future? So there's just a handful of questions here, and when it's all said and done, it'll give us a number that gives us what your risk tolerance is. And then what we can do is compare it to your current portfolio and also compare it to the plan. And that way we can figure out, do you need to be taking more risk or less risk, all that kind of stuff. And then we can put together a portfolio recommendations for you that gives us a comparison. So this is a $1 million portfolio, just for example. I put together that came out at a risk number of 37, so a bit on the conservative side. And you can see right under the big 37 there, it gives us a couple ranges. So how would it perform during a good 6-month period, and how would it perform during a bad 6-month period? So during the bad times, with a 95% probability, you might go down about 6%. During really good times, it might go up 11 or 12%. So you can see kind of what those ranges are. But I also wanted to show you, this allows us to do some stress testing. So beyond just those normal 95% probability ranges, oftentimes there's events that happen outside of the 95% probability. Like the 2013 was a phenomenal year for the stock market. And so we want to be able to show you, hey, here's how your portfolio would perform during a really good year. And then, of course, like in 2008, obviously we all remember that was a really bad year. How would this portfolio perform during that time frame? And you can see you might go down 16% during a 2008 recession. But, if you compare it to how the S&P 500 did, all stocks, you would have been down 36%. So what you're seeing here is the volatility ranges are still much smaller than if you had all of your money in the stock market. And the other thing, too, is these numbers change. The underlying holdings vary. They could change. So, for example, QQQ, an S&P 500 fund, prior to the recession we went through in 2020, they were a risk level of about 71. But then the S&P 500, with all the volatility, by the end of the recession, it had gone up to a 78. So the underlying holdings can change over time depending on what the overall market is doing. So this is something that we have to constantly monitor. And this is what we do for all of our clients. And if you're not a client and you want us to be a second pair of eyes to take a look at this for you, have you figure out what your risk tolerance is, and then also see where your current portfolio is. You may not realize your numbers may not be lining up. And we are more than happy to do that for you as well. So, if you have any questions or want to reach out to us, please do so. We're more than happy to help you out. Thank you for watching my video, and make it a great day.